Hi everybody, it's Chris from White Mountains TV. We are on location at Jackson Ski Touring Foundation in scenic Jackson, New Hampshire, here with Ellen Chandler. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you for coming up here.
If you want to explore the White Mountains on skis through the snow in just a multitude of environments, this is the place to come. You guys actually have like, what, 5 different networks here?
5 different networks, different trailheads, completely different experiences, from high elevation forests to beautiful farm valleys, and then along the Ellis River Trail, which everyone loves.
And you can start your tour right from here in Jackson Village, from the base lodge, the center.
Certainly, and you can cross through you exit town pretty quickly and get out into the woods very quickly and into very different destinations.
Okay, so 5 different networks. Each one kind of has its own personality. Let's go through them a little bit. So let's say I am a beginner, or maybe I just like, I want to take a lap of luxury. What would you recommend?
Well, there's the Woodchuck Fields up in the upper village. It's a sequence of 3 beautiful former farmland fields, and they're along the Wildcat River, which is a wild and scenic river.
Beautiful.
It's really lovely. And then you can connect from there to trails in the woods like Alice's Alley. Plenty of people just come and ski the Woodchuck Fields.
One of the things I do when I ski that area is I go into the Eagle Mountain House for hot chocolate.
That's always a good plan.
But the Upper Village also has a couple of really fun, wavy, windy trails.
Indeed, the Wave Trail itself, and the Wave is also a network of trails that are a certified race course. So you can, and when you ski it, you're like, that's why they call it the Wave. It undulates beautifully.
If you've ever seen some of that high intensity racing on TV, either in the Olympics or the World Cup, and you always wonder, okay, what is it like to ski on that type of terrain? This is where you go to try it out and say, okay, this is harder than it looks.
It is harder than it looks. And if you do it right, you go shooting right up the next hill. You don't even have to work. But if you're like a mortal, you're probably going to check your speed and have to climb the next hill.
But it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
It's exhilarating. For anybody who thinks cross-country skiing is not exhilarating, try that and then tell me what you think.
Take the Wave.
Let's say I just want to leave civilization behind and head out into the national forest.
Well, you can go a couple different options, but Prospect Farm is a beautiful option. That's our most high elevation set of trails. It's a combination of some private land, some Jackson Village Conservation Commission land, and the National Forest. And you climb, some of the trails literally go up the backside of Wildcat Mountain into Carter Notch, and others are beautiful fire roads that undulate, but you're still way out there in the woods.
It's beautiful, peaceful, and one of the things, even though you're way away from the touring center at that point, your groomers get out, it's like 100 kilometers that you cover, and it seems like every last kilometer is covered usually in beautiful corduroy and tracks where appropriate.
That's the goal, and it is what we try to execute every day. And
we're filming this right before a snowstorm, so we're hoping to have some great late season coverage and snow.
They're getting ready to go out. They're going to hit the trails at about midnight tonight because they want to let some of the snow fall but be ready, and they've got it all planned out so that the trails they'll groom closest to opening, have the freshest tracks, will be the easiest ones, and knowing that the people who get out into the more distant trails have the ability to handle a little bit of fresh snow on the tracks.
Right. Yeah. And of course, if you've seen, there's so many postcard images of Jackson, the covered bridge, the shops, the inns, and the village is a great place to ski in itself because you can ski to each one of these things.
Oh yes, you can ski right from here. So you see where people live, and go have several places to get a cup of hot chocolate, and it's very unthreatening for someone who's just trying to start out.
Yep.
And this week's been a good example. So many kids and parents renting the pulks, and they can pull the children along, the ones who are too young to ski, and lots of lessons. It's been a really great week.
Well, you mentioned lessons. Is that your advice for someone who maybe is seeing cross-country skiing and wants to give it a try for the first time?
It will make the most of your time. I mean, there's most people can, over time, teach themselves to cross-country ski, but you can really just jumpstart the program by taking a lesson and have a lot more fun and more confidence.
Right.
And that lets you go out and ski these more distant trails.
Right, and the faster you get better, the more you can explore here at Jackson Ski Touring.
Yeah.
Well, I am excited to get out on the trails. I haven't been out as much as I'd like to, and I'm eager. I want to do either a nice big East Pasture loop. We haven't even mentioned that part, or head into the Ellis River, which is also one of my favorites.
And then you can either go, which lets you have the beautiful quiet along the river skiing, or you can take a corner and go up the hill and get some high elevation terrain right out there up on the Hall Trail.
One of my favorite trails, period, is doing the Hall, climbing up from the Rocky Branch parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's a steep climb. It's going to test your endurance for a while, but once you get to the top, it is just exhilarating all the way down, a gradual, but depending on the conditions, somewhat fast downhill all the way back to Jackson.
I did that yesterday. I took the Keeney Trail up, and was a couple times I'm like, yeah, I'm working, but then get to the top and then and just cruising down the Hall Trail down to the Bank Trail, and then it was good fun. It was, it's well worth it.
All right. Well, with the new snow, you're going to want to check the trail conditions. You can do that online daily at
jacksonxc.org.
And come on into the Touring Center here in Jackson Village. They have everything you need: rentals, lessons, and information to help you find the trail that's right for you.
And hot chocolate.
And hot chocolate. All right, Ellen Chandler, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Chris.
You're watching White Mountains TV.